morning, Windsor. I'm Taylor Westenberg.
And I'm Brittany Webster. Welcome to this week's special edition of The 30.
In today's show, we will be bringing you information and updates on the University of Windsor's expansion downtown.
Recently, I looked into locations and designs of the two new buildings downtown. Only a few-minute drive from the main campus, the university's new buildings are in the heart of downtown Windsor.
The University of Windsor has brought students to the downtown core with the opening of the Pitt Ferry building back in September 2016 and the soon-to-open School of Creative Arts. Housing the School of Social Work, the Pitt Ferry building is the repurposed site of the historic Windsor Star building.
We started with the Windsor Star site. That was the one that was most urgent. We had a preferred option, which really, I think, surprised the university a little bit because I think they had assumed we would just be renovating the original building.
Veronica Magliarotti, the University of Windsor's inaugural Teaching and Learning Senior Fellow, worked as the Assistant Provost to the university and the Academic Architectural Advisor for the Downtown Campus project. Excited for the university's expansion, Magliarotti explains the reason for such a major renovation.
I think the results, for example, for the Pitt Ferry building in terms of social work and CEP, it's a wonderful building. I mean, the restrictions for that building is that you had this marvelous old Windsor Star. You know, you had a section of it was, built around 1918. And so you had to build within it. But then you have a school of social work, which is really interested in things related to accessibility, and none of the floors aligned. So then you had to work, what do we do to make sure that this functions? And so they gutted the building, and they kept the facade on the outside, but they put in a new structure on the inside.
At 167 Ferry Street, the Pitt Ferry building retains its heritage element with a standing wall of the old Windsor Star beside the new outdoor atrium, an element meant to bring the school and the community together. This new three-story home for the School of Social Work is approximately 60,000 square feet in size and is the University of Windsor's first move downtown. A 6-minute walk through Windsor's downtown will take you to the Armories building on Freedom Way, the new site for the School of Creative Arts set to open in September 2017.
So the Armories is very different, similar in that it has a historic, heritage component as well, but there the heritage component is the whole building, not just a face of the building. So the original drill hall is being maintained entirely on the outside. So the outside will not change that much, other than it will look a lot more elegant and cleaned up. And in fact, I think it will start to have an appearance closer to what it looked like when it first opened in 1902.
The Armories building will hold the undergraduate programs of music, visual arts in the built environment, and film production and media arts, as well as 2 graduate programs, visual arts and film and media arts, together making up the School of Creative Arts.
That was an interesting challenge because you had to work with all the needs of bringing together the School of Creative Arts in a building that's highly identified and politically charged and emotionally charged with the community.
The School of Creative Arts will include the Old Tunnel Barbecue site as well, and will not be sectioning off pieces of the building for different disciplines to encourage the variety of students to intermingle. The completed School of Creative Arts will be about 66,000 square feet with a 150-seat concert hall. The downtown project comes to a total cost of approximately $32.6 million, but comes with high hopes of rejuvenating Windsor's downtown and bringing campus and community together.
Not only is the design multifaceted, it resembles that of Brock University. Grace Howes met with University of Windsor Provost Douglas Neal and some Brock students earlier this week.
Thank you for joining me, Dr. Neal. Today we're going to talk about your involvement in the Brock's downtown campus, the Marilyn I. Walker School of Fine and Performing Arts. If we could just briefly talk about the challenges you encountered when developing that campus.
Sure. Well, thanks for inviting me and asking me about that project. I suppose the biggest challenge in building the Marilyn I. Walker School of Fine and Performing Arts at Brock University was taking a 19th century textile factory, the former Canada Haircloth building, and turning it into a state-of-the-art facility for drama, music, visual arts, and the Center for Studies in Arts and Culture.
So what kinds of things do you hope to achieve with Windsor's downtown campus?
To create appropriate purpose-built space for social work, for interview rooms, classroom space, video conferencing, offices and all that. There's one point in 167 Ferry where if you stand sort of in the middle of the building, you have light coming in from the north, and when you look up to the south, you have light coming in that way as well. So there's lots of glass, lots of Carrara marble. It's a gorgeous facility. Currently, our visual arts and music and film people are in 3 different locations here on the main campus. They're all going to be in the same building downtown. There will be creative collisions.
Perfect. So I did speak to some Brock students about their experience with their downtown campus.
As creators, it's nice to have a building that is just creative. You know, it's not just dramatic arts, it's dramatic arts, visual arts, music, and interactive arts and science. So we all get to collaborate in a building together.
It shows you that your school really takes your program a little bit more seriously and cares about the work that you're producing in your program.
A lot of time and resources and money are put into this building and downtown solely because we have no other choice.
Also, giving back to a city like St. Catharines, it's one of the most underemployed cities in Ontario. So the fact that as students that we get to be downtown and help local businesses flourish is amazing.
I think so much money that we have put into just like food downtown.
When it comes to scheduling, I have to make sure that I have an hour allotted between classes on like the main campus and the downtown campus, because you can't make it back.
Overall, like, it's just the facility just is going to enhance all of our classes. Our studios are nicer, they're better, they're cleaner.
Some problems that they experience were transportation, particularly between classes, and campus facilities beyond education.
The fortunate thing is the programs that we're taking downtown are largely self-contained. So it's not as though you'd have to be going constantly back and forth for your classes. Most of your classes would be down there, and maybe your electives, your options would be on campus. Here with the bus pass that was recently implemented with students, it's a simple trip down University Ave from here to the downtown core.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait until we open this fall.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
It seems as though moving arts programs downtown has become a pattern. The School of Creative Arts, or SOCA, is moving downtown, something that seems necessary if you look at their current facilities. To find out the benefits of the move, I talked with creative arts students and faculty.
I can't believe how gross that looks.
Eveline Somore is an art student at the University of Windsor. She's graduating, so she won't be taking classes downtown, but she certainly has a lot to say.
Yeah, my feelings are a little bit mixed with that. I wish they would have helped us out and took care of the building that we did have, but I'm looking forward to seeing what and how it develops in the new building.
Now that the University of Windsor School of Social Work has completed its transition to downtown Windsor, the School of Creative Arts, otherwise known as SOCA, is next to move. Dr. Brenda Francis Palkey can't wait to leave her current decrepit home at the Art Building LaBelle.
It's been a really good building in a lot of ways, but in a lot of ways just the kind of mechanical breakdowns in the building can be overwhelming. When it rains inside, for instance. It's not good.
Few will regret leaving the music building either. And moving from the old visual arts and music buildings into the downtown core opens up all kinds of opportunities.
I think it'll be interesting to be closer to the art scene in the city downtown. For our students, we'll be close to the art gallery, to art site. The music students will be closer to the various concert halls and pubs and stuff like that where music goes on. So those will be big pluses.
When they do go downtown, SOCA will be moving into the Armories and a new building across the street from the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel Plaza. For Director of SOCA, Karen Engel, the countdown has begun.
I think the original opening was, I'm going to say 2014. But they are going to be open for September 2017. We've got classes that we're scheduling down there. So in the next few months, we will be starting the move process.
Lee believes that this move is important because the old buildings have been turning people away.
I think that a new facility will really help with our recruitment efforts as well. It's very difficult to recruit students when they walk into a facility that's not ideal, and they look around and think, well, this isn't really where I want to be. But if they can walk into a new space that's designed for them to be there and do what they want to do, I think that will help our mission as a school.
The University of Windsor thinks the SOCA move makes a lot of sense by bringing together associated programs.
I think the administration decided that it would galvanize our own work and production, and it would contribute to the city's mission of rebuilding the downtown.
With construction still underway, Windsor will have to wait and see how the move unfolds. Next, we have reporter Ahmed Khalifa, who examines some of the complications that students have faced in scheduling classes between main campus and downtown and getting back and forth.
With the University of Windsor's partial move to the downtown campus, students and administration alike have tried to address obstacles through the transition process. I accompanied third-year social work student Makram Al-Matari on his commute from main campus to the downtown core.
Alright, so the bus is late right now. It's supposed to come at 2:12. It's 2:15 and we're heading to class. So it's just the typical obstacles that you have to come through on your typical day.
Al-Matari pointed out some of the struggles he has personally faced because of the move.
So right now we're just on our way to the social work building for class, and it takes a few minutes, and sometimes it can become tedious. Just the whole process waiting for the bus.
How often do you have to do this?
Just a few times, 3-4 times a week, depending on how many classes I have downtown, and I have a lot of electives on campus as well. So just managing sometimes it can become difficult to manage. Sometimes I might have to stay a few minutes after class just to talk to the professor, ask a few questions. So it may just sometimes I never know if I'm going to make it to class on time or not.
Are you ever late to class because of this?
Definitely, it happened a few times, yeah, where I was definitely late because of all the factors that have to work out just to be able to come on time.
We asked Exams and Scheduling Administrator Dolores Hanser if the scheduling of courses has been an obstacle in the transition.
Not from my end, because the courses are scheduled as they're scheduled. I can't say it's not a problem on the students' end. They would probably have to just look at the scheduling of them. So an elective that they may have wanted to take, they may not have time to get between the two, so they may have to choose something else. But from a scheduling perspective, no. But from a student side, probably.
So far, the School of Social Work has moved to the downtown campus with the exception of first-year students. The School of Creative Arts is set to move after the construction and renovation of their respective buildings.
From my perspective, personally, it's my own personal, I don't find it as cohesive because it kind of separates people, but the newness of everything, I mean, we're moving some departments, music, visual arts, which are in terribly, terribly run-down old buildings, into something new, state-of-the-art, so that in itself is exciting for the students.
With the bus being 6 minutes late and an overall travel time of 17 minutes, Al-Matari was finally able to make it to class.
After several stops, we're finally here. Here we go.
Ahmed Khalifa, the30.ca.
With the university expanding into downtown, students might want to live in the downtown core. Arya Carter went to find out more.
With the university expanding into the downtown core, will students choose to live there? Marla Coffin, president and CEO of MARTA Management, says there are investors here, but they don't seem ready to convert their properties to student residences.
Well, we do have a few properties in the downtown core that do cater to students and certainly do cater to student needs and student clientele. They weren't necessarily purpose-built for students. And furthermore, a lot of our owners or clients haven't necessarily begun to invest in the downtown core necessarily for the specific reason of targeting student market quite yet.
I see no indications of that yet, but it just has to be a matter of time. I cannot imagine it not happening. And at this point, people can get into the market relatively cheap compared to main campus homes. So this might be a great time to get into it. the early adopters, the first adopters, have the highest risk, but they also have the highest return.
One thing seems certain: the university has no intention of building downtown in the near future, according to Diane Rawlings, head of resident services.
The university has made a decision not to offer university-owned residences downtown. We've known that that the community within the downtown core has the ability to host our students. I'm not suggesting that we'll never become, be part of housing students downtown, but the numbers didn't justify us in terms of a build, a renovation of a property, or anything at that point.
Living downtown may be cheaper anyway than staying in a university residence. The average cost for a downtown apartment ranges from $800 to $1,400 a month, compared to a $1,400 a month minimum for a room and smallest meal plan at UWindsor's newest residence, Alumni Hall. It is uncertain whether an influx of students are seeking to live downtown, and so far there's not a lot of places for them to live as is. However, it's a great opportunity for flippers and investors to get a head start if the downtown campus does attract students to live in the downtown core and close to the downtown campuses. Aria Carter, the30.ca. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Reporter Lydia Sanderson also went downtown, this time to examine the effects the new campus will have on local businesses.
The University of Windsor's plan to move campuses downtown will have a huge effect on students, professors, and downtown businesses. This push and influx of new students could rejuvenate our downtown core.
In the report titled Investing in Downtown Windsor, completed by Downtown Windsor Retail, it states, in the coming years, it will be critical that this situation is improved by increasing downtown pedestrian traffic, growing the job base, and attracting more residents and students.
Of course, with an enhanced number of people in the downtown, whether that's students or faculty or even staff, comes the opportunity to increase the residential component of the city centre. And more people living downtown means more people needing to shop downtown, and of course that will open the doors to fill up some of those vacant storefronts that are in the city centre, the greater the demand.
With the social work program already downtown and the School of Creative Arts coming in, the owner of Pause Cafe sheds light on a possible issue of the move.
It's great that they're coming, but for every campus that opens here, it hurts the West End. They're not getting the School of Social Work students in Sandwich anymore. So you're just shuffling the money from one section of town to the other.
According to the Windsor Star, in 2014, the vacancy rebates for commercial and industrial properties cost Windsor about $2.8 million annually over the past 8 years in foregone tax revenues.
It will definitely have a positive effect. I mean, they will become customers, they will become employees of these local businesses, they will present themselves like a new market to new potential businesses that want to join the downtown core.
Downtown Windsor is the best place to shop, play, stay, and to dine, and we welcome these students into our city centre. You're not going to have a better time anywhere else.
There are several cafes and restaurants between the Pitt Ferry and Armories buildings, giving students an abundance of new places to try. Reporter Madison Seeger took to the university's core to ask students their opinions on the downtown campus move.
Thanks, guys. I met with students on main campus earlier this week to ask them about their thoughts on the downtown campus move. So do you spend a lot of time downtown?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's a lot of things to do there nearby.
No.
Why not?
Because the downtown campus barely exists to me.
I'm actually pre-social work, so sometimes I visit downtown, but other than that, I usually don't go, no.
Why not?
Because it's kind of far away and I bus it, so it's just easier to come here, and like the bus stop is right here, so it's just easier for me.
Would you ever consider taking a class downtown?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you ever consider living downtown?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about the area.
Do you think that the campus moving downtown would make you spend more time down there?
I think it would, because my program's actually going to be downtown, so that'll definitely make me spend more time there.
I'm in like the social arts program, and if there's a course available downtown, I'll take it.
So what are your thoughts on the University of Windsor moving their campuses downtown?
Well, I think that once the move is complete, and by that I mean the expansion project to have a both downtown and non-downtown campus structure, like right now it's kind of a disconnect, but in the long run it looks like it'll have a lot of payoff.
So you mentioned the bus. Do you think commuting would be an issue?
No.
Probably, yeah. I mean, there's no way for me to get there, that if I think about it.
Like, it's kind of a hassle because everything's here when it comes to clubs and stuff, or like work, like I work here, but over there it's like, it's just school if I were to get accepted, so like it kind of sucks because I'm going to be back and forth all the time.
I think it's good because our music and art buildings right now are kind of iffy, but I'm a double majoring, so I also have French classes here, so it's going to be kind of awkward to go back and forth from downtown and here.
I mean, I like this campus, I really do, but like obviously it gets old and sometimes you want to like venture out.
Do you think that like the building of a downtown campus will enhance the image of UWindsor?
I think so. It'll definitely show that we're branching out a lot more and spreading out and definitely including a lot more people in our campus.
Actually, yeah, because it expands, like it's not just one campus, like it's many campuses all around Windsor. Not only the image of the university, but also the image of the city itself.
I think the Armory building is absolutely beautiful. I honestly do. Like, I've seen a lot of pictures of during its development and stuff, and I think it's a great idea that it's going to expand the campus.
I think it will. It's nice to branch out, so seeing University of Windsor logo in more places is definitely a good thing, I think.
Thanks, Madison. If you wish to learn more about heritage elements in Windsor and previous developments to the downtown, check out citywindsor.ca. I'm Brittany Webster.
And I'm Taylor Westenberg. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the 30 News.